Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now if you saw the video that went up yesterday, you know that I received an incredible gift from an awesome dude out there in LA, California, named Derek, and he sent along his Batman Begins Hot Toys figure, and I've been doing some work which we'll splice to in a minute. And you can see I've already kind of done it now because my hands are all black from the spray, but one thing I wanted to address and correct was yesterday when I showed you the figure that Derek had sent me, I said that the only thing that was missing was an ankle peg and the cape clips. The cape was actually in the box. It was underneath the first sort of lid that you lift. It was like stuck underneath the inside of it, and I forgot that that was the way that was set up, so I just thought that the cape wasn't in there. So yeah, apologies to Derek for that. I know that must have been frustrating. He's thinking to himself, it's right there in the box, man, and it's like, yeah, sorry dude. But yeah, it's all good now. I've got the capes, and now we'll get to work. Just fine-tuning, getting them looking sweet. Alright, so I've resprayed the cowl, covered the eyes with blue tack, which is now black tack, because it's been sprayed black. And I've attached the cape clips to the cowl now. Trying to get them in the right position, seems about right to me. I just need this to dry. What was I using? Bodyline. Trade spray. Yeah. But yeah, it is matte finish. It's just because it's super wet. I keep doing layer after layer. I'm really pounding it on there, just getting it done. I think this is going to look sweet. I've also resprayed my Hot Toys 1/4 scale Batman Begins cowl just now as well with the same stuff. Worked a treat. Why did I do that? Kind of scratched it a little bit. Yeah, the 1/4 scale Batman Begins. Yeah, this one. Just the side of his ear, slightly. I was trying to remove the head from the actual Hot Toys body, and it just sort of bumped up against the top of the shelf here. So I knew it was going to happen. You know, you ever done something really stupid that while you're doing the thing that's stupid, you'll think to yourself, this is stupid, I shouldn't be doing this, but you do it anyway. And then the inevitable happens. You end up with a scratched Batman cowl. Only tiny, honestly, not even worth mentioning. It was tiny, but you know, you spend money on this stuff, so the slightest little mark will bother you. But I have totally resprayed this cowl. You'd never know. It's absolutely perfectly sprayed, man. I mean, it just goes on like a dream. There's absolutely no telltale signs on the cowl. I mean, the whole cowl. I covered the eyes with blue tack, took the mouth plate out, and just sprayed the whole thing. And that's what I've done to this as well. So, looking pretty sweet. My operating table. So yeah, got me shiny Takara gauntlets, me Medicom boots, which I did spray these with the same stuff that I've used on the cowls. Like I say, you'd never know, it just goes on so perfectly. And let's put them all back together again, see how he's looking now that he's got the cape clips on the cowl. This will just be completely awesome. And got the Takara cape here. Alright, I'll be back. Alright, the only thing left to do now is to remove the blue tack. That is definitely taking a fair bit of paint. Did lots of layers of paint just to make sure it was all... I mean, it's really come out nice. It's even got the same kind of texture now as like the close-up of Batman Begins before they hit the cowl with the hammer to see if it will withstand the hit. That's something else I was going to mention actually. The suit does need a clean. I need to get some of the pads that the guy on YouTube used. I just looked it up. The channel's called Collector's Digest, I think, and the video is Hot Toys Batman Restoration, and he basically cleans the suit with these cool little pads. I don't know if they're like alcohol-free, like cleaning pads or something, but I can try and track them down. But for now, I'm probably going to be rocking him with the cape wrapped around him anyway, so. Switched out the belt to this more plain one, and everything is looking sweet. The whole cowl's been resprayed, repainted, and the eyes are perfectly fine. No harm came to them. Mouth plate's back in. Takara cape. The cape clips are in pretty much the right spot, and he's looking pretty damn swish. Let me just go ahead. This Takara cape, man. All these years later, this is like, you know, the Takara Batman Begins figure, you know, that was, I guess, maybe the second or first 1/6 scale Batman Begins. I know Hot Toys did their very first original Batman Begins that they released, which was pretty, you know, funky looking these days. It really doesn't hold up. But I don't know whether Hot Toys did it first in 1/6 scale or Takara. But this cape they did all these years later, it's still the go-to kind of material that if you want to, you know, unless you want to go with velvet. I did make my own velvet capes for my Batman figures like this back when I started out in the hobby the first few years. Made a few capes for well, like my buddy Nick. I think I sent one to Clipper King. I definitely sent one to Morris Moggy215, and I don't know, maybe one other dude. But yeah, I used to make them. They were great, you know, great looking velvet capes. But velvet's a little bit thick for 1/6 scale. It's perfect for the 1/4 scale figures. But you know, velvet, unless you kind of, you know, let's track down like really thin velvet. But the velvet I always managed to get my hands on was more intended for kind of, you know, obviously clothing. But I used it for the 1/4 scale figures in the end. So, but this is a lovely material. It's just really has a great weight to it. It's very black, does contrast nicely with the kind of matte finish on the suit. Yeah, just a great cape. Takara nailed it, absolutely nailed it. But that needs messing with. I need to turn the gauntlets around so the fins aren't sticking out. It'll make it look better. So I'll do that and put him back on the shelf. And there he is back on the shelf, and it looks fantastic. The beautiful new just matte black finish on the cowl. It's even blacker than it was before, which I love. The Takara Batman Begins cape. It's absolutely just looks incredible. I love how black it is, even though it's not velvet, which is as black as it gets. But this material they use, whatever it is, I want to say nylon for some reason, but I don't know exactly what it is, but it works. It looks incredible. And just look at that. Can't believe I sold you back in the day. I mean, I know when I sold it, I remember that period of time where, you know, times were hard and I had to do what I had to do. Plus I just received the Interbay Batman in 1/4 scale there. So I kind of looked at this one and thought, well, I really don't need you anymore, but I was wrong. Because that in its own right is just absolutely, just, you know, I was going to say scrumptious, but that doesn't really cover it. Again, massive thank you to Derek out there in California for such an amazing gift. What an amazing thing to do. Thank you so much, man. It made me really happy and really completes this shelf of 1/6 scale Batman figures, all portrayed by different actors. So now I can finally do a video that I've wanted to do for a long time but couldn't, because the only Christian Bale Batman I technically had anymore in 1/6 scale was the Demon, and obviously that doesn't really look like Christian Bale. So now that I have this Batman Begins Christian Bale figure, thanks to Derek, I'm going to do a video very soon, probably after I do the new Harley Quinn videos. Obviously the dancing version of Harley is on her way. She may very well get here tomorrow. Then you get your unboxing video, True Light review, comparison with these guys, head swaps, the full review, pose sessions, showcase videos, the whole shebang, man. That's why I do what I do, so I can bring you that entertaining goodness. But these two are absolutely two of my favorite figures in the collection. They're just so vibrant and colorful compared to everything else in this room, and just stunning head sculpts, stunning everything. Just really love them. And I'm sure this new version, I'm with you, the joints are pretty hideous, but I'm going to swap the body out for a fire sim, which I have ready to go. But I actually have a feeling that I'm probably going to end up using the Hot Toys stock body, because I want to pose the hell out of that new figure. Just looking forward to getting that dancing version of Harley Quinn. Going to pose it like crazy, and I'm looking forward to being able to display it full time under the, the shelf here in a really cool dynamic pose, which you will be able to do thanks to the joints. So it's a trade-off, do you want a dancing Harley Quinn version that doesn't have any joints showing, but you can't really pose it, and you just have to kind of find a neutral kind of museum pose like you do with Wonder Woman? Or do you want something that, can actually be a dancing version of Harley Quinn? You can put her in a dynamic pose and leave her like that without fear of damage. We'll get to that. We'll get to that when it turns up tomorrow. It usually does turn up by sort of, 10%. The guy's a beast. So it should get here in like 2 days, 3 days. So if it doesn't come tomorrow, it will come Friday, and I don't know what the hell I'm going to do if that happens, because Friday is the day that I go and pick up at 9 AM my PlayStation 4 Pro and Spider-Man, which is getting sick reviews. All the reviews are like, you know, 9, 9.5, 10 out of 10. Just, it's gonna be deep. It's gonna be awesome. But now I have to do all the Harley Quinn videos and resist playing Spider-Man, so I'll do it. I'll get it done. Business first. But yeah, that's how it's looking. I think that looks absolutely fantastic. I have to be careful because I'm standing around all this stuff. There's my original Batman Begins poster that I got before the film was even released in the cinema. It's not in too good condition anymore. There's a little Dark Knight Rises poster. This one here I think is a Tool poster. But yeah, I bought the Batman Begins one again. I'm rambling. Anyway, so I was going to say, yeah, now that I have this 1/6 scale Christian Bale Batman Begins figure, I'm gonna get all of the different sort of portrayals of Batman by different actors. Get Michael Keaton on the desk with Christian Bale, with Ben Affleck, with Kevin Conroy, and we'll just talk about them while we look at them all together. I think that's going to be interesting, just talking about the different kind of styles that they used, and, you know, the outfits and the tone of the film and all that stuff. So thanks to Derek out there in California. You can do that now. So thank you so much, man. Really, really made my day, my week, my month. When it comes to Batman Begins, I just can't get enough. It's my favorite damn film. And look what Derek sent, man. The mini beast. Look at that thing. His angry mouth plate. Just looks ready to go. Alright, that's it from me for now. Plenty more coming. Like I said, Harley Quinn is going to be here tomorrow probably. So, oh, and just a quick flash, I did get my Once Customs Rob Zombie Halloween Part 1 Myers head, so I'll review that for you soon. It is very, very nice. Alright, that's it guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Derek. See you guys real soon.